All right, now we're going to look at percents to decimals and then decimals back to percents. Now, like percents and fractions, relatively simple once you know the little tips and tricks to it. But we're going to look at those and we're going to see if you guys have any questions after that. So let's switch over to the notes. Now we have Saturday 12 percents and decimals. So for some of our examples, we have 14% for our first one. So what we're going to do is basically pretend that 14 is going to have a decimal after the 4. Now when we go from percent to decimal, we're going to take that decimal point and move 2 places to the left. So as you see in this example here, we have drawn our decimal after the 4, move it 2 places to the left, giving us a number of 14 hundredths. So let's look at 100%. Let's put our decimal after the whole number, 100. We're going to move it 2 places to the left, so that decimal is going to be between 1 and 0, giving us a decimal form of 1, or 1 whole. Now let's look at something a little bit different. We have 24%, or 24 and 2/10%. There's already a decimal there, so we don't need to add 1 at the end of the 2. We're going to use the one that's already there. So let's rewrite that, 24 and 2/10. We're going to take this decimal here. We're going to move it 2 places to the left like we did on these up here. And then we end up with 242 thousandths as our decimal form. So when converting decimals or percentages to decimals, move the decimal 2 places to the left. If the percent has no decimal, use one that could exist at the end of the percent, which is what we did in these two right here. We created our decimal at the end of the percent, moved it 2 places to the left. Now let's reverse it. Converting decimals back to percents. Well, we have 22 hundredths here. We're going to take that decimal and just move it in the opposite direction, 2 places to the right. Now we have 22%. Here, 3 and 21 hundredths. We're going to take our decimal, move it 2 places to the right, and we end up with 321%. 1 hundredth. We're going to take our decimal, move it 2 places to the right, and we end up with 1%. 583 10,000ths. Move our decimal place 2 places to the right, and we end up with 5.83%. Now let's look at the last one. We have 1/10. Now we still need to move that decimal 2 places to the right. So whenever we do that, we can move it past the 1, but we don't have anything there to move it past after that. So what we need to do is add in a placeholder 0 and then move past that, giving us 10%. So when converting decimals to percentages, move the decimal 2 places to the right. If there is no number present to move the decimal behind, add a 0 for the placeholder like we did down here. So if you guys have any questions or comments on this, or anything of that sort, you need help, you need a little bit better explanation, whatever, try to join our Zoom sessions when we get those up and going. But if we don't, if you need something a little bit quicker, just something a little simpler, then just shoot me a message. Try to keep it at 1 to 2 sentences. If it's real lengthy, save it for the Zoom. That way we can look at it together in a better manner. But other than that, good luck on your assignment. Ask questions when you need to. Hopefully we'll see you in the Zoom session. See y'all.